let's for a moment leave aside, whatever the diplomatic fallout or the diplomatic ramifications are. I want to just deal with what could be the domestic fallout of this. And Supriya Srinath, we saw this in 2019 and we're seeing this again in 2024, that when it comes to matters of national security, the Modi government, for better or worse, has this perception that they are willing to go to great lengths to hit at India's enemies, whether they are in Pakistan or in Canada or the United States. And surely domestically, just before the election, that plays well into Mr. Modi's potential vote bank.
It's a preposterous question that doesn't deserve my answer, because I have something else to say on this matter. The reality, Zaka, is that this evening, news reports emerged and NIA had to finally issue a statement on this, that indeed a leader of the BJP was taken into custody and questioned for the Rameshwaram blasts on the 1st of March in Bengaluru. Reports have also emerged that Talib Ali Shah, an LET operative, was the social media in charge of the Bharatiya Janata Party in Jammu and Kashmir. Mr. Sanjay Saroj, the person who just joined the BJP back in Uttar Pradesh, was arrested and behind bars for several months for on charges of terror funding as far as the LET is concerned. So the BJP's nexus with people like that is for everybody to see. I do want to make a larger point here. Forget about domestic politics and forget about everything else. I think as far as national security is concerned, there can be no two ways about it. We have always stood with the government of the day and we always will. Because unlike Mr. Modi, our politics isn't petty, our politics isn't name calling. Our politics doesn't go all the way back to Nehru when you cannot manage things here. Our politics doesn't question Mrs. Gandhi, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, who is perhaps the bravest woman to have walked the face of this earth, who divided Pakistan, had the courage to do so with an army that was equally strong. And one last point that I want to make here. Pakistan, China, Afghanistan, we can keep talking about these things ad nauseum. A lot depends on what you have done. And on that, the question still remains. After the supreme sacrifices of our forces in the Galwan Valley, some 20 rounds of talks with Corps Commander level, what has happened? Why have we not restored status quo ante April 2020 in Ladakh? Why is Ladakh internet suspended today? Why is Ladakh under imposition of Section 144?
You can say and do whatever you want against Pakistan, 20 plus rounds of talks after Galwan, and there's no resolution. Why aren't you going back to pre-2020 position as it existed?
Unlike Supriya, I won't run away from your question and go on to a rant, but I will answer that in the next 20 seconds. But first, let me call out Supriya's lies. She said that we stand with the government on national security. Surgical strike was announced not by the government, but by the DGMO. They said it is Khoon ki dalali. They asked for proof. Pulwama was replied with by Balakot airstrike. They said, Cheel kauve mare the, show us the proof, even though multiple armed forces organizations had put out the proof. In fact, even foreign publications had put it out. In fact, Pakistan's own people had claimed in the Assembly of Pakistan what kind of response they had got in the issue of Abhinandan, and that they were almost sweating, and therefore they returned Abhinandan because they could not see what kind of response would come from India. And these are all facts, but the Congress party, and even today, the brazenness with which Ms. Supriya Srinath lies, the NIA has clarified that there was never any arrest, it was a witness. Now they are jeopardizing the entire probe, trying to give it a Hindu terror spin by invoking that person. But today Parmeshwaran, their home minister, has said that we don't know who did Pulwama, giving Pakistan a clean sheet. They gave 2611 terrorists a clean sheet by saying it was a Hindu terror activity. They gave Samjhauta blast terrorists a clean sheet by saying it was done by Hindu terrorists. These are people who played politics and put Rajneeti over Rashtra-Neeti, and they are coming here and lecturing us. Secondly, let me ask them. She said that we have now lost control over fingers, right? And this is my time, I'm just going to ask one question. Supriya, who is the Northern Army commander? Do you know the name of the Northern Army commander? You don't. So let me tell you.
No, one second. No, what has that got to do with anything?
I'll tell you why.
No, I'll tell you why. What has that got to do with anything?
I will explain to you why. Because I want to call out her lies. Supriya Srinath, who doesn't know who has access to her account, is overriding the statement made by YK Joshi, who the Northern Army commander, and I'm quoting to you.
No, one second. One second, Mr. Shehzad. YK Joshi was the Northern Army commander 2 years ago. He retired 2 years ago.
This is what 2020 you asked me.
So what is the point you're making?
I'm telling you the point. Now
you asked who is the Northern Army commander. Mr. Joshi has been retired for the last 2 years.
Sir of
You didn't say that. You didn't say that when you asked the question.
1 second.
What is the point you're making?
I am talking about.
No, no. What is the point you're making?
I'm making the point. If you stop interrupting.
No, no. What is the point you're making?
Yes, I'll tell you.
Oh, okay. 1 second. Who is the current? No, no. 1 second. Who is the current Northern Army commander?
Are we talking about?
No, no. I'm asking you. Shehzad, I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
Are we talking about?
Since you asked the question, who is the current Northern Army commander? Who is the current Northern Army commander?
I'll tell you.
Who is it?
I'll tell you.
No, no. Don't Google. Don't Google. No, no, don't Google, Shehzad, don't do this. No, 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 don't do this.
It is Upendra.
Don't Google. Don't Google.
No,
no, don't Google. Don't Google.
I'll tell you why I said it.
I come back, viewers. Who the Northern Army commander is has no material reference to what has happened with China for the last 4 years. I don't know why he brought up that question. But anyway, go ahead.
You interrupted me.
No, no, go ahead.
We were talking in the context of 2020. I, of course, know it's Upendra Dwivedi today. I am talking about 2020. She said that we've lost control, and I am telling you the statement of YK Joshi. That was the statement which was on. The statement is very clearly that we have now pushed them back beyond finger 8 and the entire landform is ours. I was quoting 2020. Zaka, please don't try to portray that I did not know. She in fact Googled it right now and she's quoting her sources. She doesn't know who accessed her account and she's telling us that we've lost control over A or B. We have lost control over Aksai Chin because of her. We have lost control over Kacha Tibu because of the Congress.
Mr. Nehru gave away 65,000 square kilometers. What is the Congress party talking about? Mr. Modi losing territory to China.
One second.
Let her respond. No, let her respond. You asked the question. No, 1 second.
10 seconds more.
Zaka, 1 second. Well, let her respond.
Because you interrupted me.
Let her respond. No, no. Let her respond. You asked a question. She didn't have the answer. I asked you a question. You didn't have the answer. Now you asked a question. Let her respond.
10 seconds more.
Okay, 10 seconds.
Zaka, you interrupted me on the question I asked, which was relevant about the Northern Army commander.
I still don't think it's relevant, but go ahead.
Yes, but you did not correct her and tell her that the BJP leader was not arrested in Rameshwaram blast case. That it was the NIA that put out a clarification that he was called, that there was a witness that he was asked. He was not even detained. But you did not correct her.
Okay.
You asked me who's the current army commander in Northern sector, but you did not call her lies out.
Let me put the facts. Let me put the facts, Shehzad Poonawalla. I'm sorry. You know, you can do this. You can do this with other anchors, not with me, because I'm very, very solid with my facts. But the gentleman you are referring to, the gentleman, in fact, Supriya Shehzad brought into the debate, was arrested by the Bengaluru police, not as an accused, but he was brought into the investigation as a witness. Okay, so let's leave that aside. I don't know why. No, no, I don't know why you're bringing the Rameshwaram blast here. I don't know why she's also brought in the Rameshwaram blast. But anyway, Supriya Shehzad. Okay, go ahead. Yes, Mr. Parameshwara is the Home Minister of Karnataka, Congress ruled state. Supriya Shehzad, please explain why the Home Minister of your state ruled by the Congress party is giving the clean chit to Pakistan of all countries when it comes to Pulwama. Please respond. Yes, Supriya Shehzad.
The last thing that I have time for this evening, is an intemperate little boy having a meltdown on air because he quoted some wrong facts. I'm here to answer your question.
You owe the people of this country, forget about the boy or girl.
I'm not here to listen to people's tantrums.
Please respond. People of the country are watching. People of the country are watching, Supriya. You owe an answer to them, not to Shehzad or to me. Now go ahead.
I have been giving answers to each question of yours. Which question have I run away from?
The Parameshwara question. The Parameshwara question.
Shrieking and yelling and shouting.
The Parameshwara question.
I am answering that question for you.
Yes, please, ma'am.
The reason why I brought this up is very good. I am answering that question for you. The reason why I brought this up is because the BJP has a consistent link with people associated with terror. I also named 2 other people. Sanjay Saroj. Wasn't he behind bars for several months on charges of terror funding the LET?
This is going to
Wasn't Talib Ali Shah the man who was arrested finally?
A
BJP social media in charge in Jammu and Kashmir? He was. So I am going to bring these things up. And it's important for people to know what the BJP does and what it doesn't do. Whether it's Andrea Abbasi, who was their face in Jammu and Kashmir for Beti Bachao Beti Padhao. 1 second, please.
What is any of this, Supriya Shehzad, and I'm going to ask General Kulkarni and Professor Brahmacharani also this. What is any of this? I'll come to you, Shehzad. Give me 1 second. What is